Shall we go live?
Shilpa, I can start already. It's in live.
Hello. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm and hearty welcome to all the dignitaries, faculty members, and participants of the Faculty Development Program on funding grants. We are honored by our presence, your presence, and graceful occasion on this graceful occasion, ma'am. So now I invite Dr. Kanya, Department Head, Department of Information Technology to deliver the welcome address. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shilpa. Am I audible? Good morning to one and all present here on behalf of Department of Information Technology in association with Center of Excellence in Cyber Physical System, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, University. I extend a warm-hearted and heartfelt welcome to everyone gathered here for the day 4th of the Faculty Development Program on funded and grants, strategies for writing winning project proposal. We are extremely pleased to continue this enriched program, and we sincerely thank all participants for their interesting involvement throughout these sessions. Today, we have the privilege of welcoming our esteemed chief guest, Dr. B. Satyabama. She's a professor and head Department of CSE, Sona College of Technology, Salem. Ma'am, your presence and expertise and vast experience in research and proposal development will great benefit for our faculty members and all the research community. We are honored to have you with us today, ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am. This faculty development program aims to empower educators with the knowledge and confidence needed to prepare successful project proposal and secure research funding, which plays a vital role in academia excellence institutional growth. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to our coordinator, Mrs. Vishwapriya and Mrs. Agalia, for their dedicated effort in organizing this program so effectively. Once again, I warmly welcome our distinguished speaker and the participants. I wish everyone a productive, insightful, and inspiring session. I wish you all happy learning. Thank you.
Dr. Kanya, your inspiring and thoughtful welcome address. Now, it is my proud privilege to introduce today's distinguished chief guest. I invite Ms. Deepa to kindly introduce our esteemed chief guest to the gathering.
Good morning, one and all present here. It's my proud privilege to introduce our chief guest for today's occasion, Dr. B. Satyabama, a renowned academician, researcher, administrator in the field of computer science and engineering. Dr. B. Satyabama currently serves as professor and head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dean Admissions, and Chief Coordinator International Relations at Sona College of Technology, Salem. With an illustrious teaching career spanning over 31 years, she has made outstanding contributions to higher education, research, and academic leadership. Dr. Satyabama's areas expertise include data mining, big data analytics, computational intelligence, health informatics, bioinformatics, data structures, and compiler design. She has an exceptional research profile with over 150 publications in reputed international and national journals and conferences. She is also patent holder with an one granted patent and multiple patents filed and published. Her excellence has been recognized with many awards, including the ISTE Periyar Award for Best Engineering College Teacher 2024, the Best Woman Engineer Award by IEI, and recognition as a top 50 speaker by CSI India. She has delivered numerous keynote addresses, invited talks, and faculty development programs across India and abroad, sharing her deep insights on AI, data analytics, healthcare, informatics, and pedagogical excellence. With her inspiring journey as an educator, researcher, and academic leader, Dr. Satyabama truly exemplifies excellence, innovation, and commitment to social impact. We are deeply honored to have such an eminent personality as a chief guest today. Let us welcome Dr. Satyabama with a warm round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Deepa, for that insightful introduction. We now request our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Satyabama, to deliver her address and lead the FDP session on today. Dr. Satyabama, ma'am.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay then.
Okay, ma'am. We can start, ma'am.
Good morning to all. And I must thank the organizers having taken pain in arranging such a wonderful FDP program. So really it will be good for all of the faculty members, because now almost many of the faculty members have completed their own research and looking for research proposals. So at the right time, your university has organized this program. So I hope this program will be benefiting many of the faculty members across the country. So thanks the organizers for having given an opportunity to interact with you all. So thank you so much. So the topic given to me is methodology, that is proposal methodology, budgeting, project planning, evaluation and submission process. So what I planned to just discuss with you all is that I'll just have a quick concept about how methodology is done, budgeting is done, and how to plan all those things in a sample PDF file I have created based on the proposal that we won with the DST. So this is the way I'll just take my presentation. I hope it will be useful to all of you. And based on our experience, I'm presenting. If already people have lot of experience in these lines, so I wish to hear from you all. And at any point, if you have any clarifications, please stop. So in general, I'll share the best practices when you want to write a proposal. So normally, even for the given project, the first part of the project itself, we will be concentrating on the problem statement that we wish to sort it out, or that we wish to give the solution. So that problem statement need to be identified by everyone correctly. So whenever, if you are interested in submitting a project proposal, if there is a call for, then identify your problem statement. And after identifying that, how you are going to solve that. So that need to be taken it up clearly, and this has to be clearly articulated in your project proposal. This is what they look at it during the evaluation time. And then when you are going to articulate your idea as a proposal, so at that time, one of the main thing is that you write in terms of very, very simple statements, and don't use too much of buzzwords and technical jargons. So this is what during the presentation time, the evaluators are giving us tips. Align the proposal objectives with the funding agency priorities. So normally, we will be taking up a particular call for proposal, and in the call for proposal, what for the proposal has been released. Say for example, if the proposal is released for giving some kind of benefits, or it is highly relevant to the societal problem that they wish to solve, for which the call for is given. So identify what are the societal problems that need to be solved, and are they mentioned is that particular societal problem is very much peculiar to the particular area, or they are asking us to concentrate one area, and then in that area you want to give the solution. Then identify that, then set the objectives towards that. So whatever you are going to solve the problem, and that particular problem and this objective statement should go hand in hand. So the objective statement should not be kept away from your problem statement. So it is more or less how you are going to solve your problem. So that methodologies, different modules must be given as a objective statements. So for example, if I have taken a project, I wanted to address the underprivileged communities benefit in terms of improving their social wealth, socio-economic status. So in this case, the first and foremost statement should be enhancing their or improving their socio-economic status. So I have to be very much aligned with the problem statement that I wish to solve. So in that way only, I need to set my objective statements. And whenever you are going to write the objective statements, see that you cannot have many objective statements. They themselves are notifying to us even in the call for proposal, they may mention this, and some of the proposals may not point out this. So you have to say 3 to 4 objectives only. So it is in a way helpful for us also. So whenever they are asking us to present it, so suppose if a project proposal is sanctioned to you, at the end of an year, you need to submit a utilization certificate and progress report for the 1 year or 2 years. It is going to happen every year once you get the project, and the project period is going to be 2 years or 3 years. Then every year you need to submit the project progress report. So in this case, the progress report is measured in terms of the objectives that you achieved. So even when you quote your objectives or when you draft your objective, you see that the first objective may be completed or achieved at the end of first year or at the end of 1.5 years. So that way you could map it. So when you are going to present the progress report, you will also be able to satisfy the norms of the funding agency. So during this period, I have completed this particular objective, or this I have achieved. So for which you cannot have number of objectives. So this has to be very, very limited. And another important aspect that we need to concentrate while framing the objectives, it must be measurable objectives. So you cannot have a kind of process statement over there. So you have to give, like I have to design a particular system. That particular system will help the beneficiaries or the underprivileged community to enhance their socio-economic status. So you have to design an intervention in such a way that will achieve the socio-economic status improvement of that particular people. And so you can say, for example, in our project, so we identified certain areas or certain problems they are facing. So here you need to concentrate more, or if you need anything to be asked so far, you can ask me also. Do you have any questions so far? Can I proceed? Okay. Actually, when you are going to have a proposal that is being taken by the underprivileged community improvement, in this case, what we have done is, first you have to have a very clear-cut idea what are the problems faced by them, what are the problems need to be addressed for the beneficiaries. There may be n number of problems lying in that particular area. So we will not be able to solve. We should not be over exciting and anxiety to take all the problems that they are facing and then we try to solve all those problems. we have to take as per our project proposal and as per our timelines. We need to identify certain problems that are within our scope. So if I just talked about scope. So whenever you're writing a proposal, I am reminded of the scope word. So see that your proposal is lying within the scope of the call for proposal. That is very, very, very important. Even if you submit a paper for a journal, most of the time the first rejection happens, your paper is not in the scope. So please check whether your project proposal very much within the scope of the given call for proposal. So after taking that, you have to formulate a problem statement. So assume that the call for proposal is kind of scheduled caste subplan. Under that scheme only, we obtained funding. So there I need to identify a community where the community is living near my area. So I can give the intervention beneficial to them. So if I'm in Salem, I cannot take an area where the community people are available in somewhere near Trichy or somewhere in Madurai. So for projects like this, I have to choose in such a way that I will be moving with the people, or I will be interacting with the people, and I will try to sit with them and find out what are all their problems. So that problems need to be sorted out, and for which all the problems we cannot take it. What are within our scope, within our limitations, we have to take it out, and what are all the solutions that will be from a kind of scientific solutions or technology solutions, or it may be it should be a scientific and technological solution, and see that your solution also should be a innovative one. So that's what they are looking at it. So your uh, problem problem addressing should be kind of novelty. Whatever the methodology you are going to propose, that should have the novelty and as well as innovation. So now I stop. Can anyone tell me what is novelty and what is innovation? Is there any difference between them, or there are no difference? So even during the uh, introduction, ma'am was telling it has to be in interactive session, right? Ma'am, will the audience be interacting? Excuse me, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Audible, only, ma'am. Can start, ma'am.
Yeah. I was asking the participants, is there any difference between novelty and innovation?
Can only chat. Ma'am, participants can only chat, ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay,
But the session is going on in YouTube.
okay, okay, okay. Okay, ma'am, then. So let me share. So novelty is a new idea. Innovation is a new idea that works and adds value. So that's a way we should differentiate. Both are different. So novelty is a new idea, and innovation is an idea that works and adds value. And also, we should see that it is going to provide some impact on the problem that we are going to solve. And so whenever you're writing the proposal, so your idea must be a novel, and also it must be addressed innovatively so that it produces a better outcome or better value to the community. If you are looking at a problem that needs to be solved for the community, and whenever you are doing this, you are adding this novelty, innovation, etc., then comes your flow. So your flow should be logically meaningful, and there must be the information that must be sequentially flowing from first page to second page, and whatever may be throughout. So I cannot ask the evaluator to refer immediately go to the fourth page or sixth page. So that cannot that we cannot have it, right? So I mean that you have to have a complete cohesive information. Each should be connected to each other, and so that it will be maintaining a logical aspect. And then, as I referred earlier, you have to give a very clear, simple sentences in which you have to explain whether your methodology or whether your objectives, whatever it may be. Don't over usage of, don't use buzzwords and lot of technological jargons. That is not required. And sometimes in the proposal, they will ask for part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And sometimes some of the contents may be repeating. And don't assume that for certain purposes only the call for proposal and the format in which we have to write our proposal is designed for some reasons. So wherever you are referring the objective, in every place, those 3 to 4 objective means those 3 to 4 should be repeated in the same way. So though it is going to be referring a part 2, and once again they are asking you to write the objectives, you have to write it the same objective. Okay, so the consistency should be, and if you are going to be addressing a certain societal problem, and the way you are going to address them should not be changed between part 1 and part 2. So you have to maintain a consistency. So your thought should be clearly articulated. So without changing here and there, everywhere it should be referring the same thing. So it should be maintained throughout the document. And so another important thing is that they will give certain formatting guidelines and requirements. Please obey the formatting and guidelines. If they say page limits 10, so always try to stick on to 10. And in 1 or 2 places, you take extra, but not too much, maybe 1 or 2 pages. So strictly follow the guidelines, whatever is given for formulating your proposal. So you have to use appropriate, strong research methodologies. So even the topic given to me is talking about methodology. So I will take a sample proposal and I will explain how this experimental or analytical or computational approaches need to be formulated in your methodology. So your methodology now should be expanding your objectives by how to address them or by how to achieve them. So that way your methodology should be written. So your methodology and objective should not be stand away from each other. So it should be directly connecting to the stated objectives. And also always try to match with the feasibility within the proposed time and resources. Please check with the feasibility. So suppose if your project period is 3 years, and if you are keeping 10 different objectives or 5 different objectives, sometimes when you are going to start working in the field, so whatever when we write, sometimes based on our imagination, or maybe we assume that the funding is this much, so I have to give so much. So it is not that they are expecting. So even 1 or 2 outcomes that is really benefit to the community, if you are talking about community problem, then they will accept. So telling too much outputs, and if you are not able to meet even 1 or 2, then it is very difficult. So even when we wrote our proposal, we assumed that, so you have to check the funding amount, what is given, and what is the project period that they are keeping. So these things you have to mainly keep it for your feasibility study. So based on that only you have to propose everything based on the funding and based on the time limits. You have to propose and what are all your capacity. So that is also another important thing. So maybe certain aspect you have to get a help from your institution and you need to carry over. So all those resources and timelines and funding restrictions you have to take into account, and then only you will be able to do all these things. So even when we submitted our proposal, we thought the funding amount that we respect, that we quote is higher amount. So we thought we could benefit 2,500 beneficiaries. We thought that that would be easily achievable, but the evaluators told that you can reduce your number of participants, though you have given higher funding. So that will be definitely used for all these reduced participants. They have asked us to reduce only 1,000, but still we wanted to give some beneficiaries the improved socio-economic status, and then making them empowered in terms of becoming entrepreneurs, and then giving them some kind of occupational solutions. So by this way, we have extra added some 250 participants. Even that they told that even 1,000 is fine. So the feasibility, they will be looking at it very much. So please and check it out and add appropriately in terms of the guidelines given by the call for proposal team, and then include appropriate validation methodologies and risk mitigation strategies. Suppose you are having a scientific method that you have given, and that particular method, suppose you are using a kind of deep learning model to sort it out some of the intervention, and then that intervention is going to somehow exactly mapping the requirements of the given call for proposal, and then that model is also giving the anticipated objectives, everything. And then when you claim that your scientific method is having some amount of accuracy, say you are claiming that 80% or 90%, whatever may be, then we must have enough suitable metrics that must validate our approaches and as well as validate our results, for which you have to definitely add some kind of hypothesis or some validation methodologies. So that is very, very important, because unless otherwise you are validating your hypothesis, then this will not be taken right by the evaluators. So you need to appropriately validate your methods with the benchmark approaches. Maybe already one proposal was written and that particular proposal also using the same methodology, and in that you have modified something and you wish to achieve the same stated objective similar to that. Then I can benchmark this. This is an already proven one, and I'm also going to do mimic that and changing according to my requirement in my particular place. So in this case, they will appreciate, and then clearly differentiate the proposed method from existing approach. So this is where you have to highlight your novelty. So what idea you are going to use? So this idea must not be used elsewhere or existing methodologies or the previous proposals, and you're suggesting a new approach that is going to solve the problem that you are going to taken for your research proposal. So that is that way you can show your novelty. So novelty in the methodology that you are going to apply. So that way only in the technical side you have to show your novelty. So how you are going to even this way also you can show the novelty, like how you are acquiring the resources. So that way also you can show your novelty. Even in your validation approach also you can show your novelty, and even technological advancements. Suppose you are showing a scientific method, say which uses the CNN model. So I may be using some CNN models advancements in terms of some kind of LeanNet model or some kind of ResNet. So maybe whatever is available, so accordingly, I'm going to enhance that by scientifically approaching a new methodology. So the new methodology is that you are not going to propose a entirely new solution. So it's not going to be an invention all about. You are going to just find out by experimentation some methodology that is better than the existing methodology, and also it is working for the problem that you have taken it. So that way you have to show your novelty also. So novelty can be shown in the way you are going to do the data acquisition, or you are going to acquire something for your project. So maybe even different surveys you might be taking by uh, understanding the problems that are faced by the people or faced by the beneficiaries. So in those ways also you can make a difference when compared to the existing methods. So that may be one of the novelty if you wish to bring uh, a novelty there. And then novelty can also be brought out in the validation method or in the actual method, scientific method that you are going to show. So that's where your ranking or your value gets higher if you are showing your scientific methodology that is different from the existing approaches. So that's where you can claim your novelty. And then innovation, it cannot come now. So when you are going to add value to the novelty, that's where your innovation comes. So maybe in terms of outcome, you can show the innovation, or in the impact you can show the innovation. So developing realistic budget, that is our next item, very very important item. So for the sake of increasing your budget, you cannot give a budget which is very very high beyond the scope of the funding body. So you have to very much align the budget with the work plan or with the scope of the project. So for each of the intervention, you have to allocate budget. So whenever you are allocate budget, so now all these funding bodies are taking up our proposals online. So in online only, we will be entering our budget items. So the budget, you have to work already and have the important budgeting components. So maybe for non-recurring and recurring. So if there are non-recurring components, the non-recurring components must be, so many of the project proposals, this is common. Non-recurring, it is a capital expenditure that must be spent during the first year of the project. So you have to purchase certain equipment for your research. So those equipment must be purchased during the first year. So those budgeting component only you can give during the first year alone. So you cannot take that into a second year or third year or fourth year if your project funding period is 4 years up to 4 year. So just for the sake of increasing that number, you cannot have it the capital expenditure that will happen on second year, third year or fourth year. It will not, because you have to have a equipment and you need to install, and then that will be used subsequently for taking the results. So it has to be done only during the first year. So the first year funding will be normally, because of the equipment that we are going to purchase, it will be much higher than the, in most of the cases. In certain cases we will be having the budgeting requirement maybe slightly higher than your NR also, non-recurring budget also. So the recurring budget is a kind of repeatedly we will use certain amounts or that is getting exhausted. So such things you have to bring it under recurring budget. So the recurring budget may be your electricity charges, your manpower charges, and then certain stationary items, and then internet charges. So these are all happening in a recurrent manner. So that's what we call that as recurrent budget. So it will be consumed year on year. So those things you should be carefully distinguish or clearly draw a line between non-recurring and recurring. And also you should not forget by taking the or by mentioning the overhead amount. And also when you are taking the overhead amount, it must be within 10% of the overall budget. So some funding body may go even up to 15% also. So when you are going to give the budget proposal, that time even you can have up to 15% of your total value as your overhead charges. And then avoid, as I repeatedly mentioning, so here itself even I have mentioned overestimation and underestimation cost. Also, I'm not asking you to go for underestimated budget. So you can have correctly the budget. And when I referred that the number of participants, so that is also going to be, suppose you are going to concern with the beneficiaries that you are going to take into account. So maybe per head, per beneficiary, you can take it up, and that has to be spent across the years. First year, what you want to spend per person. So that also you can include in the recurring budget. So whenever you are going to give budget, so they will ask for the appropriate justification. Why this component? What for this component? And then if you are requesting for a manpower, so once again, when you are requesting for a manpower, you have to calculate appropriately what jobs are done by field workers and what jobs are done by technical project coordinators, and then project coordinators will be supposed to do what. So all these things should be clearly stated in your proposal. And in the budget proposal also, you have to mention for what for these manpower you are going to have it, and first year what they will do, and second year what they will do. So all those things you have to clearly mention. So that is very much required as a justification part. And automatically in the online submission form, all these are requested. So you have to have before entering in the online, as per the proposal call for format, you have to fill in all those things, have it as a soft copy, and from there you have to take it and you have to fill it in the online. Sometimes certain formats or the certain online filling will be allowing you to only type, will not allowing you to copy paste. That is also there. But for having a better clarity, you have to prepare the documents much in advance. So that's what even in the later part of the proposal, I will be also telling, whenever you are going to submit the proposal, at the closing of deadline, so it will be very, very difficult for all of us to complete everything said and done. So what you have to do is that well ahead you have to submit your proposal. So during the deadline time, what happens is that everybody will be trying to occupy the server. So we will not be having enough speed. So at that time we may miss certain things. So be clear that you're going to have a copy in front of you, and sometimes you can take a copy and then you can paste, and some portion of your budget portion you have to type it on your own. It will not be allowing you to copy. And when you are going to have a budgeting requirement, be very, very concise and clear what for you're asking the funding. And you have to clear cut way divide your funding based on various requirements across years. So normally, whenever you are going for a funding proposal, so at that time, sometimes you may be in a situation to divide your proposal into number of interventions. So in one intervention, you may be giving training. The other intervention, you may be setting up certain experiments. So accordingly, you have to give the budget allocation. So don't assume that for every year you will have a same amount of budget that will last. No. So for first year, you may be having a different requirement and your plan of action will be different. So accordingly, your budgeting requirement should be allocated or should be given. I cannot have for all the years same amount of budget. So depending on the nature of your experiments, nature of your proposal interventions and training program, awareness programs, or the experiment setup, you will have to spend different amount during different years. And then try to optimize cost by leveraging the institutional facilities. So normally they will ask for, so related to this, what are all the facilities available in your institution. So you have to give kind of the research facility, whatever is available. Don't assume that if we mention this, we will not get our grant. So as long as your justification for the proposal is valid and it is accepted by the evaluators, definitely you will be getting. These are all additional advantages. That's what I mentioned, leveraging, taking advantage from the existing institutional facilities. So you have to show positively your institution resources and the laboratory facility. Some of the things we may be using the existing laboratory facilities too. So that you must be very, very open in showing all those things. So effective project planning is our next topic. So it must be, your project must be divided into number of different interventions, and it has to be given in a phased out manner. So you have to give your project in a different modules so that each module will try to achieve the said objectives. If you are giving as a whole, then it won't be possible to measure your outcomes at the end of project period. So try to give your project idea as a different modules or different interventions and associate the objectives according to the interventions or according to the modules, so that you can easily match the output and outcome. And the very important aspect here, the planning. If you are fail to plan, then you will fail tremendously. So you have to have a proper planning along with the timeline. So that's what we are computer science people. We know how Gantt chart is developed. So your process and the time. So how much processor is going to be used? Normally in the process scheduling, we used Gantt chart, right? Even OR people also better understand this Gantt charts. So during the first month of the time, what will you do? And second months, what will you do? Though this kind of expectations will be given by the evaluators. So timeline is very, very crucial aspect of successing our proposal. So it's one of the success measure. So please clearly write the timeline, and after writing the timeline, match the processes that you will do within the timeline. So maybe in the first month, you will be asking for quotations, and if you have requested a manpower, so you will have to go for manpower recruitment. And for all those things, you should not take much time. Maybe in the before the end of first quarter, you have to complete all these things. You have to complete all these things. So the timeline must be the study period, and then doing a survey. All these things must be completed during the first quarter. And in the second quarter onwards, you have to start doing the preliminary works of the proposal. So because at the end of the first year, normally try to cover 40 to 50% of the work. Suppose if you even you have kind of 3-year period, even then the 40 to 45% of the first year end, you have to complete your work, so that you will be having enough time, enough cushion time to write your report, because report writing is one of the very, 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 very important aspect of the proposal. And also you will have some kind of contingencies that may happen. Sometime we may not be having enough working days to complete our work here. Even maybe our regular schedule may affect our project works. So we anticipate everything and then try to complete 40% to 45% of the work at the end of first year itself. And then second year, try to complete 80% of the work, so that the third year, whatever missed, that can be done. And as well as whatever report is looked by the funding body, that we have to take and we have to do it. So this based on my experience, I'm telling. Currently I am running a project, and then previously I have completed, that was also a DST project. So that was again the first huge amount of project that we have done prior to this project. So that is nearly a 1 crore project. So where we took 6 months. So we had some kind of COVID came in, and then we need to complete our project. So because we have asked for extension at the time, but normally extension will not be given by DST. That we do not know, and we have asked for extension. And at that time, we at least required, if strictly we do also, we need at that time 3 more months at least extension. Actually, we asked for 1 year extension, but they failed to give extension. And also, unfortunately, COVID also came in place. So we need to wind up our project, but the activities must be completed. That's what they have expected. So we were running pillar to post and complete all our aspects, because certain things beyond our scope. And then we have somehow completed the project activities, but the report writing was pending. So they have given additional 3 months. This is very, very rarest case. They will give additional 3 months. So please have this in mind. They will never extend the project period. So try to complete everything well ahead. So at the time, we took almost that 3 months extra, and priorly we worked for writing our project report. Almost 6 months we took to complete the project report writing. And then because sometimes publication may also be delayed, because we might be giving our outcome as publication and then patent, all those things. So we must at least, so 90% of our achievables or deliverables must be given during the project period. Maybe we may get some 10% kind of extension or kind of support, but all the other 90% of the outcomes must be achieved within this particular period itself. So that's what they will expect. So though we claim that outcome may be different from your output and it will be realized only at the later point, but it is anticipated from the first year. So before the end of third year itself, you have to show at least likely outcomes for your project. So they should realize that. So then only they will sanction. Suppose the fund sanctioning is also another aspect. So maybe you have to do the activities, and then fund may be sanctioned after you complete the works. That also happened for our previous project. Third year fund was released only after we submitted our report. So this may also happen. So that's what another strong aspect they will be looking at is that how far your institution support. So this we must thank our management with respect to our current project. They have supported a lot. Whatever the amount that we got it, like 2.77 was our present project. 2.77 crore is our present project funding amount. Equally, our management has spent. So because this here, I just wanted to highlight, this is one of the important decision that we made during our project execution. So that was, this project is setting up a science, technology and innovation hub at one particular location nearby our institution. So this is what they expected. And in many other project institutions, those who have got the similar grant, they didn't set up this particular one. So they will allow to set up a co-hub in our institution, maybe for some experiments or for some training programs. During the first year, we may take the support of institutional resources, and we can also do that. But at that time, many other institutions, I don't want to name the institution, they have set up the co-hub as the main hub within the institution. So because of this, certain other institutions was not getting their full funding. Actually, we have to set up the hub. It is a science, technology and innovation hub. For this only we got the funding support. It has to be set up. They have very, very clearly given in the call for proposal. It must be set at the vicinity of the beneficiaries location. So that's what initially when I was referring, suppose if you want to give the project proposal for benefiting the underprivileged community, and the community cannot stay away from us for a kind of 100 kilometers away or 200 kilometers away. So it must be closer to your institution. So that's what we did. We have our hub situated at 10 kilometers from our institution, and the same place we have set up our hub. So actually, they mentioned the hub setup should be at the vicinity of the project beneficiaries, but they didn't mention that this hub should be established by the funding. It was not clear statements over there. So what we thought that is that the hub must be established based on some government land. So for that we struggled almost 3 to 4 months. We struggled to get the government land which may be left it unused. But one of the panchayat person told that that particular panchayat, which is very much under our project area, so he was helping us, like, you can take this land and you can benefit our community. But the government, when we approached the collector office, and collector told that this cannot be given for the private institution to set up the hub with a government fund. These are all the difficulties that we faced. Finally, our management took the decision that they have purchased the land and they have set up the hub over there. Now our hub is fully functional. Even today, there is a training program that is running over there for the benefit of our beneficiaries. So in this project funding, management has equally purchased the land, equally contributed whatever DST have contributed. So your management should have that kind of vision to support the faculty in obtaining the research grant, and as well as have the community serving inclination. If these are the good combo, then definitely you can go for the research proposal without any hindrances or without any difficulties, so that you can successfully run your project. So these are all something that we need to just think aloud for a longer run and for a successful project implementation, because every year we need to go to the funding agency and we need to present our status. At that time they will catch hold of us, because they have given funding for some purpose. We should not misuse that. So you have to be very, very clear in your thoughts. This funding should be used only for the purpose what you got it. So this is what I again and again reiterate. Whatever purpose you are getting, that purpose you should use the fund. Then you will be treated by the evaluators rightly, and they will also support you. So this during the first project kind of review meeting, we understood this. So they really appreciated our efforts, because we have got we have to explain all these to our management. This building setup and the land purchase will not happen in one day. So we have to explain to them, and this will be taken for a long run in a sustainable aspect, because now everybody is trying to work in matching the sustainable development goals. So we need to do that. So for doing project today and leaving the entire facility as such, no management will come forward and set up that particular facility. You have to keep on running that facility for the benefit of some people. So all those things you have to keep it in mind. And also there may be kind of things that you can run it as a kind of people empowering that hub by running their SHGs, like self-help groups and farmer producing organization, so that the people from that particular land will be getting benefited, and they will also getting revenue. Their socio-economic status is improved. So now our beneficiaries have set up self-help groups, like 12 member groups. Likewise, 9 different self-help groups we established. And now we are trying to establish a farmer producing organization also. So all these things are we have mentioned as one of the objective that we do for the benefit of beneficiaries. So aligning proposals with the evaluation criteria as the topic mentioned by your coordinator, evaluation is one of the very important aspect. Excuse me. So evaluation parameters we must take into account. What are the various grounds our funding proposal will be evaluated? Say for example, even previously I was mentioning, like if you're drafting a intervention, so that intervention is feasible to be incorporated at that particular place, or if you are doing some scientific methodology, whether that is feasible, it will run, it will produce a output. All those things we must anticipate, and for the methodology that we are going to suggest, there will be major amount of marks for that. So that is one of the very important parameter, what methodology we are choosing, whether the methodology go very well with the proposal that we are going to have it. So that we have to check it up. So I will show it in my proposal, sample proposal that is exclusively created for that purpose. And then we have to address novelty, feasibility, and impact explicitly. So whenever you are writing your proposal should be different from others. Why should they fund for your proposal? So they will have to fund for you if it is different from others, and it must be reached within the target years, that whatever anticipated, whatever the outcome you said, that must be reachable, and whatever the output you say, that must be achieved. So all those things are they will measure. And then feasibility. So you can say, I can train 5,000 people or 20,000 people. That's what one of the evaluator was telling. If you are putting 2,000 or 2,500, you have to just keep your life and soul over there. There is no other opportunity. 5,000 and 2,500 people, if you mention, so you have to 10 years, you have to run this project. That is not feasible. So they, based on their previous proposal, sanctioned experience, they were telling us, based on the experience only, they are guiding us. So we have to take that. So not directly mapping with the grant amount that we wanted to achieve, we cannot have everything as a overestimated one. That we should not do it. And demonstrate the competence of your research team. So I'll clearly mention. So actually our project proposal is addressing the problems that are faced by the community people. So they do not have proper farming land, and then they were workers, and they do not have enough incoming, that is occupational hazards, like they do not have proper occupation. They may have 6 months working for this 100 days project, and then they may not be having enough work after the 100-day project is completed. So many of them are struggling to run their family because of this particular situation, and they will be workers in the other farming lands, that the owners may be different persons, and they will also not give good work during the entire stretch of the year. And then certain people may have very less number of area for cultivation, and they majorly in that particular area, whatever the area that we have chosen, where many of our beneficiaries were living. One another important thing is that the target area that you are going to choose for your project, that must be very appropriate. They have referred this project is for SC community improvement or livelihood improvement. So I have to choose where the SC community is living in Salem district, so that we can just reach them easily. So SC community is living throughout the district, but we cannot give very far away place as our approach, sorry, as our target area, and we cannot give solution. It should be very feasible that our hub is set up over there. We should have enough access to go there and meet the people do the training, and meet the requirements set by the proposal. So you have to be very, very careful in choosing your project area. So for which there are number of reports provided by the government. So there are a state and district industrial report where you could find all these data, where the population of SC is more, the census report, everything we took it. So that's what they are also expecting whenever you write some data. So for the sake of giving data, if you say in my area, say for example, very nearby to your college, so maybe in 1 kilometer, see, take our college is situated in the heart of the city. If I say that in the corporation limit, there are people of SC community, I could find more population, they will immediately check in the internet and they are telling, no, whatever you are telling is wrong. This has happened to us. So we mentioned the population size. Actually, we took the report correctly. We mentioned the population size. We took the census as 2011 census. They had some kind of updated census value for the recent years, and then they were telling us to use the report that they have used. So we have used the previous report. So that way they have appreciated whatever the report we have taken is correct. But they've asked us to use the correct report, and immediately they are checking it in the Google. Whatever you are telling is wrong. No, it is not correct. So all those things we have to be very, very careful. Whatever we are giving the data in the project proposal or during the presentation of your project proposal, you should be very, very careful. Whatever are the correct values, that only we have to use. If you are using it, definitely they are catching us. Okay, so that is very important. So after identifying the area, you have to identify how many people are there and what are they doing, whether all the people are under the below poverty level. No, now people have, so luckily for our project area, because as a computer science and engineering professors, and we also join hand with the civil department, our principal is one of the coordinator, and then from chemistry also we identified a principal investigator, because we are going to cover different problems that they face. Like 3 to 4 problems only we have taken. As I already told you, you cannot have number of problems that you have to take it for the sake of increasing our funding size. That is not possible. So you have to have feasible size of people, feasible project area, and feasible interventions, and for which you have to find out the competent team. So for one particular problem is they are using they are using large amount of funding for fertigating the lands that they possess. That too, they many people are workers. Only very less number of people are going for the having the owning the land. So at that time, whatever they do cultivations, for which they are going for fertigation. So now we have to do fertigation, no alternative. But that fertigation can be controlled appropriately, finding out the alternative measures. So they are having large amount of money spent for fertigation. So on that area, they are predominantly doing a chrysanthemum flower, samandipu, that they have doing. So, but during certain peak seasons, like July to October, this is the peak period. These flowers will blossom and they will get lot of benefit during that time. But sometimes what happens is that during peak season, some amount of higher amount of money also they will earn, and during puja time they will get higher amount, and sometimes they may not get enough amount. So for which we wanted to give the solution. So this solution could be one in terms of reducing their fertigation by properly supporting the alternative bio-fertilizer, that is coir pith. That coir pith is in and around that area. There are many coir industries. They waste the coir dust. So those coir dust have been collected and they were just keeping, they are dumping in the land that we have collected, and the beneficiaries will use that, and they have created a coir pith compost, and that compost will be to some amount balanced with the chemical fertilizer. So now 40% of their fertigation cost is being reduced to 20% by giving this particular solution. For giving this solution, actually, we have connected with Agriculture University because this is not our bread and butter. Our area is giving one intervention, making them kind of online technocrats or whatever it is, or gazette friendly people. So because as I already mentioned, those area having very good education setup. So people are having minimum 2 degrees. That is more than 80% of the youth are having minimum 2 to 3 degrees they have. That was one of our objective we kept. Actually, they were having proper education, but they do not have appropriate jobs. So for which we are supporting them, making them entrepreneurs by giving them education or digital marketing, and then the other supporting, like if they are having some kind of land, they will also afford to get some equipments and they can rent it out to the other people. That way we supported them with farm mechanization tips, and then we are making them online savvy so that they are able to sell their products through online. Even this coir pith, that will be as a cake, as a coir cake, they are sending it to abroad and so on. For this, we have supported them by giving appropriate digital marketing and e-commerce support. So we have helping them to come out with their websites and web development, all those lines we have supported them, and we are making them to become entrepreneurs, and we are making them tech savvy. So that support from the computer science side we have given. So that competence we have provided. And as we understand that they have cultivated the chrysanthemum flowers, for which some amount of chemistry knowledge is required, for which one of the chemistry professor we approached, and he is also a one of the co-PI for this project. So not only that, whenever flowers are not getting enough amount or enough cost, so at that time that flowers were used for extracting the oil. And to our surprise, that particular experiment was done by that chemistry professor, and as well as one of the manpower that we have recruited. They did a joint research, and then they found that this particular oil is first of its kind, maybe from Formarosa and from neem and from other products, even from turmeric and other products. They are extracting oil, jasmine, all those things are some other flowers. They are taking extracting oil, and they are using it for various industries like perfume, and then soaps or cosmetic products. And to our surprise, this particular oil is also having various other benefits, like it can be also used as one of the fertilizer content, like it can be used after the used by the machine. Those extracts, biomass, can also be used as a compost, and then that extracted oil will be finding a varied benefits, starting from shea butter to various other products, like even mosquito repellent is another aspect that could be used. So that we found during our experimentation only. So such things we found, that problem was there. They have lot of flowers cultivation, but they are unable to sell it to the appropriate prices, for which we have given solution, two different solution. One intervention is supporting them by giving the fertigation cost reduction. The other one is by giving them oil extraction, so that whenever flowers are not getting enough orders, they will go for oil extraction process, and that oil is sold at a very, very high price. The oil that is going to be extracted is very, very minimal. Suppose if you are extracting oil from 500 kg, then it must be not even 100 grams. But the hydrosol, prior to the oil, there will be some kind of liquid. That liquid itself, per liter 2200 was the price. You can find it out in the India Mart also. So that kind of support we are giving them. So this will be given to the instant stick manufacturers as a kind of flavor, and this biomass out of this oil extraction process will also be taken by the compost manufacturing, and as well as the instant stick as a base material or a raw material. So these were the different solutions that we have supported to the beneficiaries in that particular area. So one another thing, when you are finding out the problems, that problems must be very, very peculiar to that particular area that they are checking. Even when we propose this, there are another problem that they are doing is that they are having some amount of this cattle feed also. They are doing lot of cultivation. So that aspect also you could support. No, that's what our evaluators were asking us during the presentation of our project proposal. But at that particular line, we do not have expertise, so we have taken this problem. So they have appreciated. So for over enthusiastic and becoming anxiety and taking all those things into our cup, then we will not be able to give the solution for the problems that we are taking. So there may be number of problems, but what are all the problems that match our competence, that match our area, then we have to take it and we have to provide solution. So these are the two different intervention that we have proposed for them. And then present outcomes. Present outcomes that offer value for money and scalability. So whatever you are doing, it must be taken at the large scale. So by collecting all the farmers, and then we have to give solution in terms of farmer producing organization. We have covered the area from Omalur and Kodayambatti block, which is very nearby our institution, and not all the villages we have taken. So in that selective villages we have taken, maybe it is a kind of model villages, model intervention that we have done. The other villages, they wanted to copy this. They will also given a chance as indirect beneficiary, and they also given an opportunity to visit our hub, and they will also get benefit. But for all the villages, number of participants will become more, and we will not be able to do whatever the commitment that we made. So they can be external beneficiaries or indirect beneficiaries. They can they can be helped definitely. So that's what they are also suggesting us. You can have indirect beneficiaries as much as possible, but direct beneficiaries, whatever you are covering, there should not be any lacuna. If you are saying 1,000, you must identify 1,000 beneficiaries. In all means, you have to collect their identity, and we have to share their identities to them in terms of Aadhaar card and also. So they will not give simply Aadhaar card to all the persons whomever they are asking. So if you are conducting program, and they will be doing all such support, otherwise they will not give. So all these things are there. So we cannot just like that do anything whatever we wish for the sake of submitting a proposal. That we must be very, very clear. And whatever you are deriving as objectives, there must be a consistency between objective and methodology and the budget that we are proposing. So I will show it in my sample proposal. And the very, very important process is submission process. So you have to identify suitable funding calls early. So certain things, whenever you are writing the proposal, so very early you have to start. There may be some research anticipation in you. So previously, this particular proposal was given or tapped our attention, and then 2 years we tried this proposal. You have to take a longer time to submit your proposal. First call for, we tried and we didn't get it. Only in the second call for, we got it. So almost 3 to 4 years. So when we sanction, at the end of third year only, we got a sanction. So you have to work a lot. You have to behind the proposal when you want to get the project proposal. So identify a suitable funding calls very early. So this year, when we submit for the first time, at the time, we were in a hurry-burry, but we never give up. We wanted to somehow catch this funding because that particular area, some of our students were living. So they were also sharing their stories and all. So we wanted to just help the community in one or the other way. And our institution is having one of the specialized kind of community servicing initiative, that is corporate social responsibility initiative, is one of the kind of section that we have in our college, even starting from 2002 onwards. So they are serving to the community to a larger extent. So that way we had some kind of exposure to serve to the community. So we wanted to definitely give something back to the community with our engineering knowledge. So that's where with this particular project has attracted towards us, and we have taken it. The previous project was completely a technical one. That was also to some extent helped the breast cancer project, but we have developed a clinical decision support system with the support of ML and DL. So that was completely technical. And now whatever we are talking is some amount of technical, and 50% is going to be a kind of serving to the community. So normally you just see the beneficiary at the end of your project, how many beneficiaries will be benefiting. So that you have to take it and you have to formulate your problem. So it will be really interesting to you, because many of the farmers or many of them initially may have some inhibitions, but repeatedly if you go and talk to them, so there were even some kind of counseling sessions that were given to them with the support of NGOs, and with the help of some of our professors too. We met them and we had a repeated calls, and they will also have initially with the fully matured and kind of their motivation level is also low. They will not come to you when you go and approach it immediately. No, it won't happen. So over the period of time only they will connect with you, and they will first they will should have a belief in us, then only they will come to us. So there are a lot of things are there. It is not that just submitting proposal and getting the fund. It is not so. There are a lot of works and lot of patience that we should have, and lot of works that we should do at the background. So we have to just identify whichever match our interest, that funding calls we should locate. And then after locating it, maybe for the first time for an experience you can give, and for the second time you have to work hard and you can get it. So for enough time you have to work, otherwise it is not that easy to grab any funding calls. So you have to register on agency portals. So that's what nowadays they are doing. It's not that previously we will submit the proposal, that's it, we will submit a hard copy. Now everything is online, so you have to create your login, everything first. And from the day one the call for has started, so please go in online and start creating your login credentials and start look at the online. And then they will give every now and then there may be an updation, or there may be details that they are looking for. All those details you stay online and get it and add it in the project proposal wherever required, and prepare all annexures. So certain things we have to give it as annexure, certain like deeds of institutions, although some bylaws they will ask, some annual reports they will ask about our institution. That is, those things are asked whether our institution is capable of executing all this funding. In case if the funding is, suppose we may claim that these are the beneficiaries and these people we will support them, all those stuff we will claim, but how they will believe? So we have to submit certain documents about our institution in terms of bylaws, deeds, and so on. All those things we will keep it as a annexure. So that annexures must be very, very appropriate. Those are all very, very confidential documents that needs to be given appropriately. And then curriculum vitae of the PIs that also need to be given as annexures, that should be carefully drafted. And if the area of interest you are mentioning, that should not be kept away from your project proposal that you are giving. So all those things you should carefully watch, and your profile should say why you are there to act as a principal investigator or co-principal investigator, and you are going to deliver whatever the important key deliverables that you will be able to do for the project beneficiaries or to the project. So you should justify in your CV stating that these are your expertise, and definitely this will match your proposal in an indirect way. So for which directly you cannot say this proposal will, this expertise will match this particular project proposal. So indirectly, you should mention what is there, all those stuff matching the expertise of your project proposal. So that way, all your co-investigators need to be chosen and all their CVs to be appropriately added. In the CV, please mention if you have any experience of executing such prior research projects. So that must be mandatorily written over there. And your awards, accolades, all those things must be written over there. And then your publications related to the project proposal. All those things are added value. And the normally they are looking for in the evaluation of your project proposal, PI must be having enough experience and PI must be doctorate. All those things are very, very mandatory for sanctioning the proposal. Please remember, and PI has experience related to executing some other research project, that is another added advantage. And PI's publication is another parameter that they will look into, patent, PA publication, all those stuff. So see that those things are accommodated in the CVs. So PI may be having very attractive profile, and all the co-PIs also should be in a similar way. You should have it, and they should have the expertise matching on the project proposal interventions. And then you have to have NOC obtained from your institution. That letters are mandatory. Your head of the institution only will forward your application, project proposal application. There will be duly signed by the head of the institution, and you have to submit that particular documents. All those things are very, very important. And then all the PIs need to be signed. All those signs must be appropriately signed. And there will be one area they will ask, conflict of interest. So that particular document you have to read properly and you have to sign. For taking the evaluators based on your conflict of interest, they will give. So this is not simply asked for. Each and every detail asked by the call for proposal for document, please read carefully, answer accordingly. Wherever sign is required, please give your signature. So submit well before deadline to avoid technical issues. So one very important information I wish to share here. So the first time when we submitted our proposal, at the time on the due date we have submitted. This is the mistake every PA is making. So till last we wanted to make our things perfect. So actually, even last minute additions will not make your project proposal perfect. So long back, you have to give your project proposal clearly in a patient way. Then it will come in a very perfect shape. Last minute, never add anything until last minute. Please don't wait for submitting your proposals. Well ahead, you plan to submit. So at the time, what happens is that on the last day, we are submitting 5 o'clock, they have closed. The server went with a very, very busy state and we couldn't submit. 5 p.m. when we see, we were not even completing our online submission of proposal 20%. But fortunately, the date got extended. We could submit later. But this may happen. If date is not extended, then what we'll have, all those efforts will go waste. So please ensure that you can patiently submit much before the deadline without any tension. So this is very, very important. This happened to us. So that's why I'm telling you. So please submit your proposals well ahead. So you can have even a checklist before submitting. This checklist I'm just giving you. The objective is there. Feasible methodology is there. Well-defined work plan timeline. Realistic budget with justification, because it is online. Recently, they made it everything online. So without filling, it won't allow you to take to the next page. So that is fine. But anyway, the soft copy of your proposal need to be given as per the format in which you can check all these things and you can just submit your hard copy proposal to the funding agency. Recently, they are only asking the soft copy and the online submission only they are looking for. But still, you have to have for your purpose, and maybe if they are also asking for hard copy, then it is good to have all these things properly checked out, and then you can keep it. So as I mentioned in the previous submission form, all those annexures, institution approval, and then and one another information I forgot to tell. So it is good that once you write the proposal, please check with your peers already, those who are you can believe them and they will do justice for you. So those persons can evaluate your proposal at the first level, and then you can review, and then based on that review comments, further you can improvise and you can submit. So this is all about the proposal, that we need to check all these things and we need to submit. And then this is some kind of, these are the, because we in India, these are the predominant funding agencies we are working for. So even other agencies are there, but this is the predominant one known to everyone. So I just customized according to the funding agency. So if DST means, many times they are looking for national relevance and technology development, and also they are providing strong emphasis on methodology and deliverables. If any person having a methodology that is having a national relevance, definitely you can submit a proposal in DST. There are number of call fors that is scrolling on their web page. You can go there, and whichever is suitable for you and whichever you have expertise, maybe you can submit. And then they are also looking for the proposals, whatever you are going to submit, at a larger extent, they are looking for societal and industrial impact. And then all these places, budget justification is very, very critical. And then sometimes the budgeting requirements may not allow you to travel foreign countries for presenting presenting your paper. So they will not give fund for that in your thing. So you have to get a support from your institution. So these are one example where you can violate your proposal and you can go travel and come back. It is not so. You cannot violate. For whichever purpose the fund is allocated, only for that purpose, only for that intended purpose you have to use. And then they also prefer interdisciplinary proposal. Ours is a highly interdisciplinary. It has connected, agree, and then chemistry and agri together, computer science. And then we also have millets food processing. That is another area that also this particular project has. So I'll explain why we have took millet also. And then this is another research board. It is parts of your DST, SERB, Science Engineering Research Board. So they will mainly support on this fundamental research or basic research they expect. So I hope people will be having clarity on basic research and applied research, right? So basic research is, you're going to create an experiment, you're creating a new theory, new model, all those things are, you're creating a new knowledge rather. When I say basic research, it may be that you're creating a new knowledge, new model, and so on. Whereas applied research is applying this basic concepts, and then you're going to create a prototype, or you may be even transferring technology. All those things are applied. You are giving solutions for the real world problems. So that's what called as applied research. So here the SERB is asking for new models, new techniques, new methodologies, or new theories. That's what the SERB is expecting. Strong weightage for PI's publication record, because you're going to form or you're going to give a new theory. So PI's publication record is one important aspect when you want to submit a SERB proposal, because you are creating a new theory. So methodology clarity is very, very crucial over there. And modest, well-justified budgets are preferred over here. And then, as I referred, basic research is on fully knowledge creation. So you have to talk on those lines on basic research that is suitable for, you're good at, you are developing a new knowledge, and you have number of new theories or number of new methodologies, models you will be able to create, means your best person to submit a SERB proposal. And then in AICTE, MODROPS, and then RPS, all those things are, even AICTE has other grants like faculty development and student involvement. But other things are mainly they concentrate on kind of institutional capacity building, and then for modern and all, you wanted to give the modernization to the laboratories and so on, right? So there also your proposal should be strong enough. Instead of research, why you want to have that, for what purpose you want to have that modernized support and all, you have to give a good proposal. Then only they will give. Practical and implementation oriented projects preferred over here. So this is what here they call it as applied research and cost effective budgeting. So in AICT, RPS, ModRops and all, you don't get huge funding support. But if you are a core researcher, either from the first level, you can try all these things. Outcomes linked to teaching learning improvement. Traditionally, AICT is setting up some kind of institutional capacity building aspect. So they predominantly set a benchmark for teaching learning improvement. So this is what the overall approach. So now I would like to connect with a sample proposal that I have created for you. Ma'am, is my screen visible? I've changed a PowerPoint to PPT. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, anybody, any questions so far? From your side, ma'am?
There is no questions, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, this is one of the project proposal. Please don't take any pictures. This I have created for a sample one from our working model, from our working proposal. Please don't take any screenshots or this one. So this is our title. I'll just give. And one, I forgot to mention this. This is a very important tips. So your title should speak. So even in this proposal, they have even restriction for keeping a title. And their project call for proposal is for setting up science, technology, and innovation hub, and they are asking us to set the same title. That's why we have set the same title, and what exactly you wanted to help them with the help of science, technology, and innovation hub. As I referred, their socio-economic status I want to improve. So that is nothing but a livelihood enhancement. So livelihood enhancement of SC community. And this proposal meant for scheduled caste subplan. It is coming under that particular scheme, scheduled caste subplan scheme. So this we have to only target this underprivileged community. And as I referred, in Salem district, this Omalur and Kadayambatti blocks has highest population of SC. So we have taken this. But though they are having highest population, not all the villages we have taken. So excuse me. Okay. So sorry. So now, so there are several villages in Omalur. I hope there are 43 villages, and this Kadayambatti, I have some around 23 villages. Not all we are taking. We are taking only 4 villages from Omalur block and some 2 villages from Kadayambatti. Okay, that's what I told. Only 1,000 beneficiaries or 1,500 beneficiaries. So depending on the year that we run this project, so they practically asking us to map the beneficiaries and the funding amount and the kind of capacity that we have or the scope that we have. So with respect to that, they are asking us. So the title we are keeping exactly the location, because all these things are mandatory items in their call for proposal terms. So that's why the title, as per their requirement, we kept. Only one objective is that livelihood enhancement totally. So that we made it exclusively for our project. And then name of the institution and address, that we have kept it. And then details of the project team. So the principal investigator and then co-principal investigator. So this one, so professor is good at converting from waste to wealth. So sir was behind our fire pit composting, and even he was setting up this MSME training the trainers program for making them entrepreneurs, for which sir is expert. So sir was also chosen as co-principal investigator. The other co-investigators are directly or indirectly, they are meeting the project interventions, mapping their expertise. These are all our co-investigator details. See here, I was mentioning project area I have chosen. Why this particular project area we have chosen? This 4A demographic details. This was asked by the funding body. So this particular topic, it was here. And we mentioned that source 2011 census. So from here only we took this particular demographic details of the project area. So wherever you have taken, please give the citation to them. That's a good practice. So these are all taken from there. See here, I told you 43 and 22 villages and total hectares. All these things are available in the document itself. And how much land they are using. So all those things we have taken not only from that source, district census handbook, that was our source. There we have taken all these data. And this is just a map to show where it is. And then what is the cropping pattern? So this particular document called this census data, the demographic details, they ask us to give the geographical area, climate, land use, and cropping patterns. This is what their requirement. So as per their requirement, we have collected the data from that document and we have written. And then the target beneficiaries, this we have collected. And for this project, one requirement they are putting forward is that in which area of your district has highest population of this SC community, only you have to give. So can I write this proposal for ST? No. ST people will be living only in the hilly regions. Mountainous areas, they will be living. So I cannot have the same proposal rewritten for them. No, it is not at all possible. One way it may be possible. So if they are doing this millet cultivation over there, that particular intervention, maybe we can have it for ST community. So if ST community, if you are taking, this particular STI hub is for SC and ST community, but for us, for our reach, we can easily reach these communities. So we have written, we can go to Yerkad, and then Yerkad is a nearby hill station for Salem. There also we have ST community people. For them, we have to write based on their problems there. And one another aspect that they are looking for is that not only problems that we are going to address, if already they have some strength, that strengths can be further strengthened with the support of technology. That also we can give. Okay. So you have to identify that particular things by having a field visit, by interacting with the people. So mainly they are looking at interacting with the people, what they want. So these are all the problems that they were sharing with us. Only based on that, we came up with these kind of interventions. I'll tell you, for taking survey and interacting with the people, you can employ some of your students from MBA department. So they have supported us in taking the survey and interacting with those people. We have helped them. We have made use of them. See, I've told you, actually, this one of the village will be three villages here we have given. So actually 4 and 2 only. Finally, we did. From Omalur 4 and Kodayambatti, we have taken only Kukuttapatti and Devatipatti are the area. See here, this is the kind of interaction that we made with the people or beneficiaries identification time we have interacted with them. It is not possible in one sitting or two sitting. You have to make frequent visits and make them to believe that we are there to support them by taking this project. So that belief we have to first create them. So the observations of the field study here we have written. So maybe here you can write different problems, but out of this you have to handle 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. That's it. So they fell 60% of the people are scheduled caste here, and then people do not have alternate livelihood opportunities. That's why they are insecure livelihood. That's what our project title itself says, enhancement of livelihood. And then most of these people have, I told you, many of them are workers in the farmland. They are not having or they are not earning land. If at all they earn, they are having the land. They are earning. Their land value is only 0.5 acre to 2.5 acres. They have very minimal land they have. And then moderate level literacy rate found in this area, but majorly involved in unskilled jobs. I told you that this particular area is not having poor education. They have better education, but they are not going for the respective jobs. And men migrate to other neighboring states seeking jobs. So in one of the ST proposal that along with that we could submit. So there we have addressed this problem, this men migration. For them, we have to give some occupational support. So in this case, migration will be avoided. So for the ST, we have submitted one proposal. In that, we have taken this particular problem. So this is common in one or two places too. Many places this is common. Their major livelihood depends on agriculture with traditional knowledge. So they do not have any technological solutions that they could do with a farming or doing the agriculture. So that particular support that we have given an alternative solution. They struggle to avoid the losses or incurred after harvest. So this is mainly with the millet. In that particular area, this Omalur and Kadayambatti, certain millets they cultivate and they do not have. But people you are living from like cities like Chennai and so on. So where there are a lot of, even when compared to villages, you have more awareness on these organic foods, right? This millet based. But there you are getting with high amount you are getting. But here these people are growing millets, but they are unable to give to the shops or wherever to the customers with enough amount. That where their major problem. So we took that as a intervention when we are supporting them. So in our hub, we have flower oil extraction unit is one particular intervention. The other two interventions are millet processing and millet value addition. So we told that there are a huge amount of millets that they are losing during the cleaning process. Only traditional way they do, but we are having appropriate equipment. That equipment without losing their nutritional values, that cleans the millet, and also after cleaning the millet, that particular material came out of cleaning. So those also we are giving it to the farmers, those who are having cattle. So as a cattle feed we are giving. தவிடுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லைங்களா அது. So those things we are giving out of cleaning. So that support, that particular way also they are earning money. And then we are having millet processing units that are like vermicelli production from millets, and then from millets noodle, from millet pasta. All those things we are having in our science technology. Those two are the two different interventions that we have: millet processing and millet value addition. And after taking some value addition also, they will not be able to sell it in the market, for which we are supporting them in terms of marketing skills and asking them to become entrepreneurs and making them tech savvy. It's not completely they will be able to do technical details, rather whatever is required for them to become an entrepreneur, to be able to sell in online market, that kind of support we are making. And entrepreneurs have evolved so far around kind of 80 entrepreneurs, I can say, as of now. So those are all either collectively they maintain a self-help group, or independent entrepreneurs are also there in the food processing side. Women majorly engage themselves as daily wages, 100 days of guaranteed job, only this the source of income for them. So their lack of access to financial, non-financial services like microcredit, micro pension, insurance, market linkages, institutional building linkages, all these things were problem for them. So they do not know what were the different kind of facilities that were available for them as loan or credit, all those schemes we were able to support them. So these are all different aspects that we are supporting, but these were the different problems that they face. So the proposed STI hub intends to address what are all the different problems that we have taken. So we keep the equipment for millet processing, millet value addition, and flour processing, flour oil extraction process. And then we give additional support in terms of marketing and kind of support for becoming MSME support for becoming entrepreneurs, that we have done. And also in the aspect of equipping them to do farm mechanization. So that aspect also now they are very well trained, because we have in our project team, we recruited the agriculture person, 2 different agriculture persons we have recruited, MBA persons we have recruited for giving them training on marketing skills, so that agriculture persons will be supporting them in this coir pit composting and this flour oil extraction along with the chemistry team. So all these things are different way we categorized our manpower team and as well as the investigators. So these are all the B is predominant livelihood of SC/ST community. These are all as per the project proposal we have taken from the department report, DOES employee survey report. From that we have taken this particular details. How many cultivators are there, agriculture labor, marginal workers. These are the extract of that particular DOES report. And from that, what are you have to conclude what are the predominant livelihoods: workers, agriculture, daily wage, laborers. So highlighting these things, we are helping them to become entrepreneur and to enhance their socio-economic status. So details of livelihood assets. So this on the 5 different dimensions they are taking. So one is natural capital, another one is human capital. So in that particular area, what are the natural capital? So on understanding that particular asset, we can either strengthen them or we can give the solution that may support them. And then human capital in terms of health, nutrition, education, and so on. And what are all they? And then in terms of financial capital, what are the avenues available for them? And in terms of physical capital, in terms of infrastructure. So these are the different things available. These are all available from the state industrial report, and you have to take it and you have to consolidate and you have to provide here. This livelihood analysis is one of the very important aspect on these 5 dimensions we have to give. So this one of the expected item that they will look into. These are all the expected item from the proposal: industrial milieu of the target area, details of existing social rural enterprises available over there. So whatever, so when you study the project area, you also need to take this project proposal components that are very specific details. From there you have to take it, and you have to, while doing a field visit, you also supposed to take up these things. What are the NGOs available in the area? Who are all the SHGs already available? Who are all other FPOs that they are already supporting the people? All those things we have to give. And then the socio-economic status. What is their socio-economic status? Because now their socio-economic status from the income department of district collectorate office, we collected that their annual income is somewhat around in one area it was around 80 something, 80,000 per year something. In the another area it was 75 something. So from there how much we wanted to enhance. So if we are making them a job ready based on different setup, like if they are becoming they are using their millets, or if they are using the chrysanthemum to oil extract, almost we have calculated 1.5 to 2.5 times their annual income is rising or increasing. So we have just doubled their former incomes. So that you have to map it to the outcome. These are the information requested by the project funding agency. So now comes to the problem statement. I was telling you that this problem statement need to be framed. So normally one wrong perception that people have, problem statement means we will write kind of that we are going to approach, like normally people write this way, this particular project will give a solution for enhancing the farmer's livelihood. So that's not a problem statement. Problem statement is based on the problems that they are having. That alone we have to write here. So the following are the problems or gaps pertaining to the predominant livelihoods. Excuse me. When you are looking at the problem statement during your project reviews too, people misconceptionally they will do like this is the work they will do. That's a problem statement. It is not so. So you have to clearly indicate what are the problems in that area you are going to work. I told you that this erratic yields of chrysanthemum flowers during one particular season, they will get lot of flowers. At that time, they may not have enough selling cost or enough profit. And then sometimes there may be a demand, and at that time, the flowering may not be too good. So what they will do is during the erratic seasons, they may use the oil extraction process, and that oil have demanding one, so that they can sell it. Whenever they have proper pricing, at that time they can sell the flowers. Otherwise, they can have when overproduction or flowers are very little, then at that time they can go for this oil extraction. So that kind of problems only you have to mention. For this, the methodology should give solutions. These are all you can identify as gaps. Non-availability of quality seeds and seed sapling despite various schemes of government. This chrysanthemum saplings were not that good or quality-wise, so they were not able to yield better plants with blossoming with good amount of yields. So for which we have approached various agri and KVKs. They are supporting us with, they are suggesting us to give the farmers proper plantation type. They say K4 variety is one of the variety that they can go for giving better yields that they have suggested. So all these things, we also took the help of the knowledge partners like TNAU, KVK. We have supported them. And then small marginal land holdings were their problem. So for them, they will not have enough profit, whatever they yield, whatever the yields they are producing, for which we are providing a solution. And then post-harvest losses of millets. So whenever you are going to clean, there will be amount of loss will be there that we need to balance by keeping the processing and value addition appropriate by giving them appropriate marketing strategies where this will be taken by the people, and accordingly you can suggest them. So the online presence, they were be very much struggling. Now our my SHGs are taking that and they are trying to sell in online. The existing income for an chrysanthemum is only 80,000, and if we suggest our approach, then this could be almost 1.5 times at least. If they have properly engaged such activities, definitely 2 times are possible. And then people engaged in 100 days earning pattern, these were the problem. Youth are educated but doing only unskilled jobs. These are the problems that we are having. So the proposed STI hub intends to address the following problems. What are the problems? There will be many problems, but we are addressing only 4 to 5, and we are combining them as 3 to 4 interventions. See here, the problems identified, we are giving the technology, because this is a science, technology and innovation hub. So technology solution. So for which they are asking whether it is going to be an intermediate solution or short-term solution or long-term solution. In all these areas, how you are going to provide the solution. We are training the people on coir pit composting techniques. So as our project is in the 3rd year, so we have almost completed all the training aspect, and then this is at the intermediate level or short term. We have supported in terms of training and KVK support we have taken and we have given it to them. And then medium term solution is setting up rural enterprises, market on coir pit composted cakes, and train the people on packaging technology, marketing technology. This is our medium term solution. And long term solution is train them on obtaining MSME certification and quality control process to sustain the income generation, making them as entrepreneurs and getting the MSME support to obtain loan and other governmental supports, kind of stipend and other facilities. They will be having a permanent solution. That's what they mean it as long-term solution. Similarly, for erratic yields of chrysanthemum flower production, what were the innovation, and then what is the immediate and short-term solution? This is really, we did a innovation. Nowhere this particular equipment you could see. They were kept for different purposes. We are the first one to extract oil from chrysanthemum flowers. And based on our experimental study, it was also giving favorable results. So now we are giving training on these lines. The training got over. Now few of the people are taking oil and they are selling it to different markets. And manual efforts of millet processing, we are converting them with the support of our equipment. So what is intermediate? Giving a kind of training. And then medium term solution is obtaining FSSAI. Long term solution could be taking them as entrepreneurs with the support of loan and MSME facilities. This is also holds good here. And then lack of awareness on producing value addition of millets, less profit during middleman interference while selling. So all those things can be avoided by giving these kind of solutions to them too. And then women lack in marketing knowledge and business practices. And one tip is here that, so in your intervention, whenever you are planning for the project, so you have to have a kind of segment that is addressing for exclusively underprivileged women that they are expecting. This is one of the tip for getting your process, getting your project successful, because now they are looking into gender diversity. And fortunately, we have many of our beneficiaries as women. Rather, we are having very less beneficiaries as men. Mainly, we are giving them women participants training. And for youth, lack on entrepreneurial skills. So you can categorize your beneficiaries into different groups, like youth, and then women, farmers, men involved in certain activities. All those categories you can give. Not only men and women, you can categorize into farmers, youth. Depending on the nature of your problem you are going to address, you can also categorize your beneficiaries. See, this is where your methodology and intervention formulation is coming. So the interventions are coir pith composting process for the problem statement or the gaps where we had, for which we are suggesting an intervention, coir pith composting process. And then chrysanthemum flower production, chrysanthemum flower oil extraction units for creating value chain. This is one of our intervention. This is two of our intervention. And then quality millet processing method. So that is our other intervention. So here, the traditional machines, we do not have multi-level siever and winnover facility. When it does, typically our forefathers have done a kind of winnowing kind of things. So that we have added without loss of quality. Simply processing a kind of winnowing type we are supporting, so that the unwanted dust particles, all those things, stones will be removed, and as well without processing much, this winnowing kind of setup will help maintain the nutrition value without any degradation. So that's a support that invention or that's a kind of innovation that we have provided here. Or you can also claim this is a new invention. It is a patentable idea that we are patenting this particular idea. We have submitted a patent on this. Value addition from millets. From millet, we are doing many flavored pasta, flavored kind of coriander, and then tomato. We are also doing garlic, ginger, and then onion based flavors on our millet based items. Pasta and noodles, we are doing this kind of things. And even herbs that can be given with mint and so on. MSME, training the trainers model for sustainable livelihood activities. So in long-term plan, we are making them entrepreneurs so they can be sustaining in their income generation possibilities. So this is the way you should map your problems to a positive interventions. So these are all nature of the project. This is as per the proposal call for format. So this is the technology to be adapted or modulated that is being mentioned here. So how we are making coir pith composting for chrysanthemum cultivation. So this we have to write only with the help of the subject expert. And then flower oil extraction. So again, this is written by our chemistry people, how the flower oil extraction. So traditional way of keeping this steam-based method only we are setting up. But this is for the first time we are setting up for the chrysanthemum flowers. And then technology used in millets. So what are the different kind of technology that we are adapting to process our millets and doing the value addition? So different graders of categorizing. So when we clean the millets, so at the time we categorize the different size of grains too. So for one particular people, the small grains may be preferred, and the other side of people, they may prefer a much better size. So that categories also we have made in our machines. So that kind of equipment we purchased. So the ready to eat and ready to cook type of things we are doing. So today, right now in our hub, there is a program that is for baked items, ragi cookies, and then kambu salt biscuits and masala biscuits based on thinai, and all those things they are making today. An expert person from came from Chennai, and she's training our participants on these lines on the baked items. This is an additional support we are giving. If the self-help group can purchase that kind of equipments, at present we do not have the baked item production in our hub. So we are actually giving extra training to our people after they become the self-help groups. So now they were able to get some amount of this particular equipment based on their profits, And that's why they have requested us on a training. So we are giving this kind of training to our beneficiaries. And then the marketing technology. So the marketing technology, we are supporting with them on digital marketing, and then website development, all those process from my side, and another professor who is Dr. Rajeshwari. So she is also there to train our participants in terms of digital marketing and setting up e-commerce, and as well as the website support for all those people. So I just wanted to show the objectives, so that with that I can stop. And one another important thing is the deliverables, that again we have to give only 5 to 6, not more than that. So this 5 to 6 clear-cut deliverables, they will be looking at as one of the evaluation parameter. So immediate deliverable is establishing STI hub, because whatever said and done in this project proposal is, first we have to establish a STI hub. That is the first immediate deliverable for them. And then training programs. What are we going to give the beneficiary in terms of project activities? What are the benefits that people will be getting? That are their deliverables. That we have to write it, workshops, and then training programs, infrastructure to women. What are all the items that we give away? So the facility center will be used by them. Even after the project period, they can come and use. So later on, the project hub will be used by the other participants with minimal access amount, for which there will be small charge will be there. They have to give and use. But this 3 years of period, completely free access for them, even after they set up the SHGs too. So awareness campaigns, and then MSME training programs, whatever we give away to them, those are all the deliverables. And then expected benefits. Here you can say how many beneficiaries will be benefited and what is the amount in which they will get benefit. Like numbers, first you have to mention 1,000 beneficiaries. That's what I was telling you. Categorize your participants: farmers, 450 women, 200 unemployed youth. This is our categories. So would cater to another 2,500 beneficiaries, thereby impacting approximately 25% of the population living in the target blocks. So they will be asking, only direct beneficiaries will be benefiting out of this. No, indirect beneficiaries or any other person who want to access our hub. So this has been established only for the community, only for the underprivileged people. So not only SC community, maybe other people, those who are very poor, they wanted to access and they wanted to get benefit. So definitely they can also be joining and they can take training. So 2 to 3 times more income. These are all benefits. So you have to be very, very clear in distinguishing benefits and the deliverables. So how we are going to, your plan of action will be mapping to the outcome that they are mapping. So here recently every project is being asked to map with the SDGs. So if this project is go whatever said and done, definitely the poor farmers may not be under poverty. So SDG 1 is mapped, and zero hunger. So because whatever they could earn, they are not able to earn the profit. So sometimes they may go hunger. So because of this particular one, from one level of income, we are mapping it to another level, that is at least 1.5 times to 2 times or 3 times we are making. And then they have only traditional 100 days of wages possible. And from there we are alleviating to go for a year-long occupation. So in this case, zero hunger is possible. And then gender equality, decent work and economic growth. These are all our different SDGs that we are mapping. And responsible consumption and production, good health, if they have proper food habits and nutritional food intake, they will maintain good health. And then gender equality. So these are all our different SDG goals that we are mapping. So this is our enterprise model for the sustainability of the project. So this one we have to give. This is our business plan. You can climb, or this is our enterprise model or sustainable model. So here, who are all the different partners you are going to play here, and on what aspect you are going to play in terms of interventions, and what are their value proportions, and customer relationships, and then customer segments in what are all the areas, whether in the food industry or the farmers, or what kind of entrepreneurial support we are going to give. All those things you have to map, and what are all the different channels in which we are addressing. All those things we have to give. So these are all the details of beneficiaries. And then collaborators, if you have any collaborators, please do mention so it is added advantage if you go in hand in hand with your NGOs, because those NGOs will be better knowing the people, and they are all not expecting anything from you. They will support you. So that's a support, we should take it. So this is the budget. So this we have given in online, and that online values only we have taken it here. First year, second year, and third year, what could be the possible amount? This is a non-recurring budget, and what is the recurring budget that we have given. So I'll just give the objectives. Now you are familiar with this project proposal. So the objectives are given very clearly here: to improve the socio-economic status of SC communities through science and technology in interventions, and under which exclusively we are proposing science, technology, and innovation solutions for chrysanthemum flower cultivation and millet processing, and then provide technical capacity building of SC youth in relevant marketing and entrepreneurial skills for sustainability. All these things are measurable and actionable. All these things only we were doing. What are all you wish to do? Only those things should be given as objective, and this should be mapped as a methodology. To achieve this objective, what methodology we will be following? So all these things we have to clearly map. And then development of small scale rural and social enterprises. That's what our objective is, right? Setting up enterprises, or making them as entrepreneur on these lines. So this is what our objective is. So this is the methodology or strategy, how we are going to achieve these objectives. So this should be very, very clearly stated. So only 3 different objectives we set. So why each intervention, how this addresses the problems that we faced over there. So this could be narrated with the justification in terms of, see, some of the solutions are, some of the concepts are repeated once again. Like I told you, no, part A, part B, part C, they may ask certain things in a repeated way. You should not change anything from one part to other part. You have to repeat as such. See, methodology and work plan. So this is your proposed model. The architecture of your proposed model, you should always give properly. So that's where they will be looking at it. I just show the Gantt chart. So this is our proposed model, how we achieved this particular objectives. So this is our model, like whom we are working and how we are doing, what are the interventions, and who are our supporters, like NGOs and then FPOs, all those persons. So this is the final one. This is the very, very important one, as I referred, the time schedule of activities in terms of Gantt chart. So if you could provide this as year-wise, all 12 months, that is also fine. Also quarter-wise also fine. See here, construction of STI hub, establishment of common facility center, we took by half the year. Provided it could be even much more earlier would be also fine. Installation of equipment, procurement of equipment, all those things, because we are establishing the hub. This is mandatory that procurement of equipment is happening after that. But if you are having kind of laboratory based experiments, you can directly have the equipment purchase by getting quotation and also all those things, and then you can do a procurement before 6 months itself. And design and development of prototypes, demonstration of training programs on coir pith. So what were your objectives, what were your methodology, accordingly this project activities should be spanning. Participatory rural approach to involve farmers on millet-based value addition, MSME training, training the trainer model that we are supporting for various funding and other support. Facilitate youth to become incubators, so all those things. Conducting grievances, product validation, and facilitating established rural enterprises. And certain activities will go on continuously across all the all the months too. Project reviews and then research publication. So normally we happen to do a publishing of papers only at the end, and then reporting activities, monthly project narrative, and final reports. So even reporting is at the end of each year we are doing report writing publication. It will take last 6 months, as I referred. So this is what we have just written. So now the floor is open for questions. If you have any questions, you can ask us.
Participants, if you have any query, you can ask, ma'am. Madam, they will be able to post the queries in the dashboard. You can please check on that. Dear participants, if you have any query, you can post it in the dashboard.
There is no question, Shilpa. You continue your.
Okay, Agalya ma'am. What shall we wind up the session, ma'am? Satyapama
Yeah.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable knowledge, experience, and insights. The session has been truly enlightening and beneficial to all of us. As we approach the conclusion of today's program, I request Mr. Ramesh sir to deliver the vote of thanks. Ramesh sir, over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the event organizers, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to all of you for attending today's event. First and foremost, I would like to thank our esteemed speaker, Dr. B. Satyabama, Professor and Head, Department of CSC, Sona College of Technology, Salem, for sharing her valuable insights and expertise on the topic of funding and grants strategies for writing winning project proposals. Ma'am, your session was informative and inspiring, and we are grateful for your contribution to the success of this event. I would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our Honorable President, ACS Arun Kumar sir, for his unwavering support and guidance. Sir, leadership has been instrumental in shaping the success of this event. Our sincere thanks goes to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, Registrar, Dr. C. B. Palnivel, Additional Registrar Dr. V. Cyril Raj, Advisor Dr. Mehta, and Dean ENT Dr. Etiraj for their vision and encouragement. Your, your guidance has been precious in bringing this event to great success. My heartfelt gratitude goes to our department head, Dr. N. Kanya ma'am, and my colleagues who have worked tirelessly the smooth running of this event. Your dedication and hard work are truly commendable. Finally, I would like to thank all of our participants for active engagement and participation. Your presence has made this event a truly interactive and enriching experience. Once again, I thank to everyone who has contributed to the success of today's event. We hope that you have found it both enjoyable and beneficial. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Ramesh sir, for the wonderful vote of thanks. So, with this, we come to the end of today's program. Once again, we sincerely thank our chief guest, dignitaries, and all participants for making the FDP as a great success. Thank you all. So, before winding up, I would like to inform all the participants that attendance link will be available in the dashboard for another 15 minutes. Please post your attendance. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Satyabama ma'am, for your insights and wonderful experience sharing yours. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, if you don't mind, your voice, we're not able to hear, ma'am. Can you please unmute your... Yes,
Okay.
thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sorry. Thank you, ma'am.
No,
Thank you for the opportunity.
thank you,
It
ma'am.
was really wonderful to interact with you people. Thank you so much. Have a great
Thank you
day.
so much, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. You too have a great day, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.